and how we build understanding. I invite you to subscribe and walk with me through vulnerable places relational wounds take root, so together, with raw honesty, I'm here to courageously examine ways I've diminished the men who've loved me. I see now my critical, distrusting, and self-absorbed behaviors stemmed from deep-seated insecurities. Though incredibly painful to revisit the damage I've inflicted on my husband's spirit, I owe him and our marriage nothing short of radical personal accountability in order to rebuild connection. By first looking inward at my own emotional baggage spurring these destructive reactions, I unpack key insights that may help other women nurture, rather than erode, their partner's self-confidence before it's too late. In my next videos, I'll be openly sharing more stories from my journey, learning to nurture rather than diminish my husband's spirit. Stories of the insecurities driving my harmful behaviors and how we build understanding. I invite you to subscribe and walk with me through vulnerable places relational wounds take root, so together we can cultivate our highest gifts of compassion, a seed of self-doubt. When we continually second-guess our partner's perfectly sound decisions in a patronizing tone, it inflicts 1,000 paper cuts, damaging their self-assurance. Are you sure you turned off the stove? Why are you driving this route? No one feels empowered by having their judgment perpetually questioned and doubted, especially by someone close they hope will trust their competence. Over months and years, confidence and self-respect slowly erode away under this barrage of uncertainty. Men often silently endure emotional wounds to save face, but still the pain seeps in. Maybe I actually don't know what I'm doing after all. Clearly, she has no faith in me. By valuing a partner's autonomy, we nourish his leadership. Offering faith in his sound judgment builds mutual trust and prevents hollowing him out from the inside with doubt. A heart closed off. It also takes immense courage for men to open up emotionally, as society often discourages vulnerability in males. Yet frequent criticism slams the door firmly shut on intimacy. Disparaging his hobbies, career, or income breeds defensiveness and guarding rather than openness. Walls only grow thicker when met with hostility over empathy. Seeking genuine connection requires embracing someone's whole self-hopes, dreams, quirks included. Resist tearing down a hobby you don't relate to personally. Instead, show interest in who he is underneath by asking thoughtful questions to understand what draws him. During professional struggles, suggest constructive steps without stripping his agency or blaming character. Make your relationship a safe space for openly processing challenges, not attacking his worth. Judgment shuts men down faster than just about anything. In short, embrace all the rich dimensions of this person you care so deeply about, imperfections and all. With compassion as the foundation, emotional bonds can only continue maturing. Questioning his decisions. I used to pepper my husband with doubts about his driving routes and timeliness. Why are you going this way? There's usually more traffic here. Are you sure you know where we're heading? My anxiety screamed inside. He has no idea where he's going and will end up stranded. But in projecting my own lack of confidence in his perfectly capable navigation, I slowly eroded his decisiveness behind the wheel. My husband started second-guessing himself, hesitating at every turn, awaiting criticism. By learning to restrain my skeptical inner voice, I empower him to drive assuredly without self-doubt, clouding concentration. Showing faith in his judgment fosters trust and confidence. He knows I have his back. Nagging like he's a child. When my partner left his socks strewn around one too many times, I unleashed a storm of nagging. How can you keep ignoring the hamper? Do I need to follow you around like a mother picking up after her child? But men don't require scolding any more than kids do. Rather than fly off the handle, I've learned to calmly express how certain behaviors make me feel, then give space for my partner to address them on his own. Getting on the same team avoids making him wrong while building understanding. Biting my tongue on nagging defuses tension. Criticizing his interests. When my husband eagerly shared his newfound passion for camping and hiking, I wrinkled my nose dismissively rather than ask thoughtful questions. Just because athletic hobbies weren't my cup of tea didn't justify squashing his excitement. I realized healthy relationships require embracing someone fully, not just selectively mirroring back pieces aligned with my experience. Keeping an open, non-judgmental attitude about his uniqueness continues building intimacy on a foundation of safety. Mocking interests that enliven our men's souls slowly deadens connection. In closing, I invite you to courageously investigate how we might unconsciously dim our men's light through our own limitations, so we can nurture the spark and glow of abiding love. Have you ever felt your spirit deflate under criticism or contempt from someone close? Share your story on how you handled it and learn to rebuild your sense of self. With raw honesty, I'm here to courageously examine ways I've diminished the men who've loved me. I see now my critical, distrusting, and self-absorbed behaviors stemmed from deep-seated insecurities. Though incredibly painful to revisit the damage I've inflicted on my husband's spirit, I owe him and our marriage nothing short of radical personal accountability in order to rebuild connection. By first looking inward at my own emotional baggage spurring these destructive reactions,